Hello, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Welcome. I have been promising some readings, and I've had every intention of doing them, and then life seems to, well, I wouldn't say get in the way, but take precedent, precedence, precedence. I have to do stuff first before I can do this. Um, Yesterday we had a kind of warmish day, and I had bought a ton of bulbs. I was inspired because I wanted beautiful bulbs, in the spring. And of course, I'm not the gardener, my husband is, and then he hurt his arm. So we had all these bulbs with a one-armed man, and then he had surgery. So I had to I had to do it myself, but I didn't really know how to do it. So yesterday he was coaching me, and actually helping me with his one arm. That was good. I had to keep an eye on him though, so he didn't hurt himself. Day after surgery, but they had it pretty well wrapped up. So hopefully we avoided any problems. Um, so I had to get all the bulbs in because then it was getting cold, and then it's gonna rain, and then well, you never know. But anyway, so the bulbs are in, and you guys will get to enjoy them come the spring. So so I did it for you guys. So I want to take a look at the eclipse um, that's occurring tomorrow. No, what's today? It's occurring tomorrow. Yeah, okay. Today is the 29th. Yes, I know. I was out there this morning and I already said it was the 29th, but I didn't remember. Sorry about that. Um, so we have a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Gemini. Of course, the nodes right now are in Gemini, the north node in Gemini, the south node in Sag. The sun on this at this eclipse is going to be in Sagittarius, so this makes this a Sagittarius side, um, a south node side eclipse. There are two types of eclipses. Eclipses always happen 6 months apart because eclipses happen at the nodes of the moon, and the nodes of the moon is where the orbit of the sun and the orbit of the moon cross over, or the apparent orbit. Well, anyway, that's where it happens. And it is a karmic point, and it is an evolutionary point. So whenever we have eclipses, we are working through our own conscious evolutionary process. We evolve through our emotional body, and the moon is symbolic of how we react and respond, our feelings, our emotions. And so the nodes of the moon, the south being the past, and the north being the future. Because this is a south node eclipse, this is about this is a time of letting go. This is a time of releasing. And full moons are also a time of releasing. So this is sort of like a double release period. So we can expect things to really quickly move out of our lives at this time. And what that could look like uh, can depend on where exactly the nodes are sitting in your chart, the transiting nodes, and then of course where the eclipse happens, because it could happen in the same house, or it couldn't happen, or it could happen in the next house. It just has to do with your own personal chart. If you're interested in having your personal chart done by me, I do that. You can go on my website. There's links below. You can have your astrological chart done and evaluated. We do it over the phone, or excuse me, do it over Skype. We used to do it over the phone. Oh, we do it over Zoom, or we can do it over Skype. Or for those of you who are really afraid of technology, we can do it over the phone. But I prefer to do Zoom because it works really well. It's really user friendly, and I like to see your face. You guys see me all the time. I don't get to see you, so I always like to see who I'm talking to. Really, so getting spoiled with the technology. All right, let's take a quick. We're going to do a Celtic cross on this particular uh, full moon lunar eclipse. So let's see what is what's going on. We have I'm using the Handle Tarot. Handle Tarot. Um, yeah, this is a pretty nice tarot. I like the colors in it. They're fallish, and we're in the fall here, so why not? Yeah, lots of 2020 has been such a year. I I don't know. I feel like maybe we should have some sort of get together with a few of the readers and just talk about 2020 and how it's shifted things, kind of a retrospective. I'll see if I can get a couple of people together to do that if they're interested in that. Most people are interested in the future. Oh, there's a little junco sitting outside. Oh, two. Oh, I love those little birds. The little gray birds with peachy, little peachy beaks. They're so cute, so fluffy. I only see them in the winter here or when the winter's coming. You don't see them I think they're from Canada, but I'm not sure. I'm sure there are some birders out there who will tell me all about juncos, and I am open to any information you have. What's interesting, we have these two little gray junco birds out there, and we're dealing with a full moon in Gemini, which is, two, right? Okay. I might have to look up what junco means if I can. Okay, so the first card that we get here is the Daughter of Cups or the Princess of Cups, and this is Bridget of Ireland. Bridget of Ireland. Funny because for breakfast I had potato bread with Irish butter on it. Ugh, I love Irish butter. I once asked if butter was a good enough reason to move out of a country, but that's when Trump took office, or it, you know, we're a couple of years into Trump, and I was thinking about where else I might want to live, and then I tasted Irish butter, and I was like, that's where I want to live. Okay, so we have the Princess of Cups. So this is there's an offering here. There's an energy of course, in this deck with Bridget of Ireland being the Princess of Cups here, or the Daughter of Cups, um, and it's connecting it to the north. Um, it it speaks of the power of the earth and the power of compassion and water, emotions, feelings. So we're in a very sort of feeling place. Of course, all over the world, the coronavirus is out of control. Well, not everywhere, but certainly here in America. And there are a lot of people getting sick and dying and passing, and a lot of care and concern that's been going on. A lot of the nurses and doctors and ambulance drivers and EMTs and all those guys are exhausted, and there's a deep sort of sorrow and sadness I feel with this at this moment. And so we're sitting in this sort of place of mourning, place of loss, uh, sort of where have we been? Like what have we lost? What has been lost in this time? And people have all different things that they've lost. Some people have lost jobs. Some people have lost um, loved ones. Some people have lost loved ones through the fact that um, they disagree politically, and they can't sit with these people because they're sort of stuck in a thought form that they can't release themselves from. So there's a lot of a sense of sorrow. Let me see what this deck. The one thing about this deck is I don't the court cards are a little different, and so let me see what it says here. because I don't want to miss out. I want you guys to miss out. All right, let me see here. I think the court cards are separate. Oh, yeah, here we go. Bridget was the goddess of the Celts. When she was made a saint by Christian Ireland, she became patron of livestock and produce, as well as poetry, prophecy, and divination. Calmness and radiance, peacefulness and strength of character, loss of self assurance, importance of personal history ignored. That's if it's reversed. Okay. Let's see what's crossing it. We have the cruelty card. The cruelty. Lack of empathy by those in power. Um, Actions taken in the name of the people that the people may not agree with. Well, not all the people agree with. Some people certainly agree with. So there's this loss and lack and sorrow, and it's crossed by the fact that people are uh, what's the word I'm looking for? People are joyous in other people's pain. You know, as somebody who was not a Trump supporter, um, and who did not vote for Trump, and then Trump came in, and then having to deal with not just the fact that he came in, and you know, personally, I grew up in New Jersey and New York, so I kind of knew what we were looking at here. Not completely, but I had an inkling. And so for me, it was like, what? But then, he's then his administration started doing things that were very cruel and very painful. And so what it did was it brought up a lot of trauma that we all experienced, you know, trauma from bullies, trauma from high school, trauma from childhood, trauma from past lives, you know, whatever you're sensitive to. And we were suffering that. And his supporters were calling us snowflakes. And whenever we expressed our sorrow or concern, or we were attacked, and that's cruel, and you know, there obviously is a deep cruel streak in people, and it's not just America, right? I mean, it's America because that's where I live, and that was my experience. But um and so that was the challenge, and we find ourselves here at this eclipse, interestingly enough, in that place. Let's see what's at the root of it. We have the Hierophant. The Hierophant. The Hierophant is wisdom. It's a card of wisdom. It's a card of um, how things are structured. It is associated with the sign of Taurus. We can see a little Taurus right up here. This is this rune up here is Rado, I think, and I might say it wrong. But Rado or Rado means the journey, the journey. Um, and of course, Taurus is an energy of self worth and self esteem. We have right now we have Uranus and Taurus, um, and so there is this. I guess what's underneath us is our Constitution. Now that could be the actual Constitution of of the United States, if you want to look at it that way, but it's our own Constitution. How strong are we? How grounded are we in our wisdom? How has this last and we could actually say from the last eclipse to this eclipse, if we want to look at it from that point. And of course, the last eclipses were in June and July, I believe. Um, and so they were very powerful and profound as well. So we're coming through this time. How have we been able to stay strong? How have we been able to um, sort of hold our own and utilize the wisdom that we had to move through this period of time? Let's see what's in the past. Okay, we have the Hermit. And so this was 2020. We were all hermited away unless you were an essential worker. And then God bless you. But yeah, so the Hermit. So this is about looking inward. This rune is called Isa. Isa means ice, and it means your inability to move, like you're stuck, like you can't. You're in almost like it's not really suspended animation, but sort of a frozen state. That all you could do was observe what was going on around you. Okay, so let's see, what kind of bird is this now? It's a different kind of bird. It's got a little red head. I don't know what kind of bird that is. It's so cute. Oh, there's a little. Okay, I think it's a. Oh, it's a cardinal. Oh my God, it's so cute. This little comb thing that usually sticks up was down. I think it's a female. That's spirit. That's messages from spirit. That was my, well, it was a woman, so it wasn't my dad, but maybe my sister Patty. Oh, look at this. What's in the sky? Oh my God, I want to cry. Not just because my sister Patty visited me, but because of this card. What's in the sky? What's available to us through spirit? Love, love, unconditional love. Healing is coming, folks. Healing is coming. Immediate future. The Five of Stones, material difficulty. So this deals with, of course, the situation with the economy. I just saw something on YouTube. I don't know if it was CBS or MSNBC or maybe it was CNN. I think it was CNN. And some Treasury guy said the economy as we knew it is done. I don't exactly know what that means because I'm not an economist, but it doesn't sound good. And so we can experience some material loss or just material difficulty. You know, we're in a really uh, we've been dug into a really deep hole. I've told this story before, but I feel it's for those of you who haven't heard it. Sorry for those of you who have. Um, but about 2 days before the election in 2016, I was, doing my thing in the house, all around, and I got really, really tired to the point where I had to lay down. Sometimes I get these I just get this overwhelming, like it's like getting hit over the head with a tired bomb, and I had to lie down. I couldn't even stand, so I lay down on my bed and I went into this I passed out almost, and then I went into like this fugue, and um, I saw myself at the edge of an abyss. And I looked in and it was really, really dark. And I woke up with a start and I said, he's going to win. And so we have been in this really, really dark place. And now we have to climb our way out of it. Five is about change, right? And so some of the things that kept us um, that kept us uh, in prison. I have to work this job I hate because I have a mortgage and I have this and I have that and this and whatever it was that was sort of holding you in a place where you didn't want to be, that has been blown to smithereens. Not for everybody, but for many people. But there's opportunity, but it does make for a challenging sort of climb out of the hole. And so things are not financially, things are going to be challenging. Physically, things can be challenging. We can actually feel this in our physical body. It's been a rough, it's been a rough 4 years, but it's been a particularly rough last year. So we have to take things slowly. We have to pace ourselves, and there's some boulders that are going to have to get moved, and we're not going to be able to do it by ourselves. We're going to have to get groups of people to push these boulders away, so to speak, and help us to change the way we relate not only to our resources and our values and our money, but to the earth, to the earth. How it's seen from the outside, victory, a victory. So, um, the fact that we could withstand what we've been withstanding and still have compassion and love is a victory of sorts. And spirit sees that. Spirit sees that. Because when you're talking about how it's seen from the outside, and we're talking about a common experience like the eclipse, what's outside of the eclipse? The eclipse is an earth, moon, sun thing. So whatever's outside of it is I see as spirit or aliens or whatever, extraterrestrials. And of course, they've helped us every step of the way. Okay, this is the domestic situation. We have the Five of Cups. So this is sorrow. This is disappointment. This is mourning and grieving. It's going to be a very, very challenging time. A lot of people are leaving. Eclipses are times when the veil thins and opens, and a lot of people pass through that karmic doorway during eclipses. And it's time for them to go. It's not like, they've done their thing. But for us who are here, losing people that we love is never easy, and it can be full of sorrow. So it's not without its challenges. But again, we have a five, and a five is about change. And so the things that have been one way are changing into another way. It's just going to be a difficult process. And then, of course, you have to look at the people who, in the case of America here, just using it as an example, who were invested in the person in Trump. And they're going to go through their process. What are we going to do as people who, wanted to see him leave? Are we going to go around and be as cruel as they were? I'm not, and I'm sure you're not, but there will be people. And so when does the lesson get learned, right? When does the lesson get learned? Hopes and fears. We have the Two of Swords here. This is called peace. I like that. This Two of Swords is actually lovely. Usually the Two of Swords is crossed. There's a sense of stalemate. But here it's just like the swords are down. They're not raised. They're just next to each other. And we've come to a place of peace. And of course, that's what everybody wants. Everybody wants peace, right? Well, not everybody, but everybody who watches me wants peace. And then at the outcome, we have the moon, which is very interesting because this is a full moon eclipse. And of course, um, this deals with emotional ups and downs. So this is going to be a very emotional time. So it looks like this full moon is going to be quite emotional full moon. Um, we have a, a, Athala, Athala, which is about home, which is about home, um, the safety of home. Lots of feelings, lots of emotionals, maybe a little bit of lunacy, we might say. Okay. All right. And so underneath it, we have conflict, which is the Five of Swords, the Lovers, choices, and the Tower. So this looks like Trump to me. This looks like Trump to me. This looks like his downfall to me. It's possible that we'll see something happen, something come out. Um, I feel like the new moon eclipse is a little bit more potent on his chart and will really bring him down. But um, it's there. It's underneath. It's underneath it all. It's the downfall of the Gemini. The downfall of the Gemini. It's interesting because there are a lot of Geminis in power at this time, and so we have Trump and Pence. We have Boris Johnson. We have Xi Jinping. I think he's a Gemini, and there's one other guy that's well, Putin is a Libra, but I think there's one other guy that's a Gemini, that's in power right now. That's kind of a jerk. So somebody powerful is going to fall in this eclipse. Um, is it Trump? It could be, but I think ultimately he will fall by the next one. And that one, of course, is on the day when the Electoral College votes. So, all right, guys. Let's see. One more thing. That was kind of a tough reading. So let's pull an oracle. Let's pull an oracle card to see if we can have some more insight. Maybe just a general. Um, sorry, couldn't pull it out. Just a general look, the energy, or what do the oracle cards have to say to us? Advice for this uh, full moon lunar eclipse. So it looks like it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one, but um, remember that there is love and unconditional love and peace. And so what we need to focus on is love and our connection to source. Love and our connection to source while we stay strong, keep our feet on the ground, and do what needs to be done. Cooperate with one another, move the boulders that need to be moved, help people as best we can help them. This is going to be a real sweep energy. All right, something fell. Let me see what it is. Okay, we got two. We got two actually. Oh, is it one? Two fell. So we'll use these as the cards. Okay, we have Arrow. Oops, sorry. Arrow and Vision Quest. All right, let's read both of those. Let's do Arrow first. Arrow is number 3. I think I did a reading the other day and Arrow came up. Receiving the symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and soon will be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be the moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. When the arrow zings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you're about to make your mark on some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in a perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it is supposed to. Don't worry about the hows or the exact form. This is not the time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark and you will have cause to celebrate. So for those of you who have been focusing on something, this is a time of releasing the arrow, which is significant because the arrows are associated with Sagittarius. And of course, the sun is in Sagittarius. Um, and the South Node is in Sagittarius. So what do you need to release from your life in order to fly? What do you need to release? Where do you need to let go so that the arrow can fly? I know what I have to let go of. Okay, let's see. This is Vision Quest. In the Vision Quest, you face your fear, embrace your mortality, and then meet face to face with spirit. When we feel stagnant, a Vision Quest brings our lives into perspective. We realize our flaws, our potential, and the opportunities life is now offering us. We remain on a vision quest until we find the key to open the new door or write the new chapter in our lives. Find clarity by spending time alone in nature. If you live in a city, go for a walk in a park. If you live in the country, make sure that you spend time outside in contemplation. Get off the couch, get away from your desk, go outside. Spirit helps those who help themselves. So set your intentions and make nature and ask nature for a guiding vision for your life. So for those who are focused and know the direction that they want to go, but need to let go in order to get there, there's that part. And then there's the other part of people who don't actually know where they want to go. There are plenty of people who are yet to figure out what life is going to look like post COVID or post Trump or post anything, wherever, whatever your situation is. And for those, I suggest, or the card suggests a vision quest. Now, I like threes, so I'm going to pick one more. Water. Oh, let me see what number that is. 61. Okay. Water. And of course, we started with the Queen of Cups. I mean, the Princess of Cups. Water symbolizes purification, regeneration, birth, revival, and cleansing. It signifies an evolutionary shift from former self to new self, which is all about what eclipses are, right? Many myths around the world speaks of a great flood and the new life that is revealed after the deluge. Water begins without boundaries. Then, as soon as it forms, has separated itself from water, it comes under the law of time and life, thus acquiring limitations. When water arrives, you're invited to watch your emotions. Know they are going to be changeable and do not settle on a conclusion at this time. If you feel joy, feel that fully. If you feel sad, allow sadness to move through you. Water invites you to see the ebb and flow of events and trust that you can ride the wave of opportunity when it arises. Natural flow is here. Go with it. And so feel your feelings. Feel your feelings. It's okay. They're there for a reason. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe. And I'm going to see if I can do a couple of political readings today, or, if not political, maybe current event stuff. So I'll see what kind of time frame I have. But I hope you enjoyed this, and I have missed you. And I promise I will be back more often. Take care. Much love.